Can we
Yeah,
talk
wait and
about
see.
your Detroit Lions? This should be a happy topic. Let's get Carter's mojo back. CJ Gardner-Johnson is already in the running for my favorite Lion in a couple decades. Matt Stafford previously held this position. Gardner-Johnson is the new one. He has a historically fun quote about wearing ski masks that I feel like you are all over as a fan of right now. I'm going to pull up the quote just so we read it word for word. Um, he says, "We're villains, right? It's part of us. It's the culture. I'm changing it." And then he encouraged fans to wear blue ski masks to the game. He wants T Grizzly at the game. Uh, what Coach Brad say? We're villains, right? It's the culture. I'm changing it. No paper bags, ski masks. We're taking what's ours. One, do you believe him? And two, I'm sure you love the quote. How much do you love the quote?
Oh, the last line is an absolute bar. We're not wearing brown paper bags anymore. We're wearing ski masks. We're taking what's ours. Like that might be the most elite bar of all time. And in my fandom as a Lions, a Lions fan, never have I don't think we've ever had a player like Gardner Johnson necessary. Like, and I'm not even speaking to his skill level, what he does on the field. I think he's a really good football player, but just like the swag that he has, the leadership, the talking, the talk, like we never had that type of player. Like Stafford was our leader, but Stafford wasn't a talker. Like he was just I'll go out there and die for the Honolulu Blue type player. Gardner Johnson's like, we're changing this shit. People need to stop looking at us like we're the same old Lions for real. You need to be worried about us. You need to respect us. And I love the energy. I truly do. And I don't think it's like fake energy either. Like if we lose that first game, I think he's still bringing that same energy. If we lose this game, I think he's still bringing that same energy. And I'm just glad he's embracing it because sometimes I hate that humble noise. You know me as a person. I like a little bit of talk. Let's talk our talk. We won our first game. We went on the road. We went in Arrowhead. They try to put an asterisk on that shit. We don't care. We ran up in there and beat them on their ring night. Like that happened. That's a fact. We're 1-0. Some teams woke up this week and they weren't 1-0. Nasty behavior. Couldn't be me. So I love the energy and we're getting everybody involved. Like the fan base is fired up right now. I ordered my blue ski mask off Amazon and it's going to take until the 20th to get here. Like it's on back order. The city's going right now, and it's going to be crazy in Ford Field on Sunday.
Yeah, I think championship teams need a chip on their shoulder, and there's a large leap to be made from what the Detroit Lions are to championship team. I'm not trying to say they are a championship team, but Gardner Johnson comes from a championship level team, and he
Right.
comes from a very important role on a championship level team.
And last thing about this, it's a real chip too. This isn't like front runner energy. It's a real chip. Like people all around NFL have been disrespecting us, and maybe it's for good reason because of what we've done in the past. I'm not here to argue that or not, but it's always, oh, it's the same old Lions. Oh, I'm not drinking the blue Kool-Aid. Oh, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. It's not. It's not the same old Lions. It's not the same old Lions if we lose Sunday. This team is not the same old Lions. It all changed literally last year when we were 1-6. Since then, something happened that this team flipped a switch, and we got guys now too, and we got belief, and we got
Yeah,
a handsome quarterback who looks like Ken. So I mean,
Campbell deserves
we're
a lot of
here.
credit. He did a good job because I think he won. They've drafted incredibly, right? The last couple seasons, the draft classes have been like that's the core of this team now is the draft classes. These aren't necessarily guys who know the Detroit Lions before the Dan Campbell Lions. So when you're in that locker room and all you know is one of the greatest motivators in sports right now telling you what you are, and then you bring in a veteran star who's the leader of your defense that's also backing that up with, nah, like I'm a champ and now I'm on this team. We're champs. Like, I think it's hard to even, like, if I'm a player in that locker room, how would you even know the same old Lions? And the fact that Campbell has this roster in a spot where the core of this team can view it that way, because holdover guys would still have those doubts in their minds. They just straight up would. And there are some holdover guys who have been around who are playing good football right now for this team, but overwhelmingly he's built a new roster with this and it's his. And that's why it's a brand new era, in my opinion. But yeah, Gardner Johnson is like, you're right. We needed somebody who was unafraid to go be the guy who's going to take the criticism when something goes wrong. Like it's going to now the fingers are going to point to CJ, and CJ is perfectly okay with that. And I don't think the Lions have had that in the past. Matthew Stafford's like just abundantly not online and like fun guy. You like him, but that's not necessarily like what the locker room needs as a voice. Darius Slay tried to be that. I think he was a me guy though, in my opinion. Everything Darius Slay did was himself focused, and that's fine. Like he's a good player. He's hooping for Philly right now. But I think it's important. Like CJ Gardner-Johnson has embraced this franchise and this city in a way I didn't expect from a free agent signing. So I'm in. What do you think? Are they going to blow out the Seahawks?
I don't think they're going to blow out the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks, we're actually in a tough position because the Seahawks had a letdown in week 1 by losing at home to the Rams, a division opponent, without their best player, Cooper Kupp. So I think they're going to have a little extra motivation for this game. But the Ford Field is going to be crazy. I think the energy with the Lions right now is amazing, and the team is actually good too. By the way, like we got guys, St. Brown, good, Jahmyr Gibbs, good. Sam Laporta, good. Jack Campbell, good. Branch, good. We got good players on our team. So I expect them to win the football game. That's kind of how I approach it now. Like I expect them at home to beat good football teams. So
isn't that a crazy feeling?
It's weird.
It's fun.
It's
so fun.
It's a lot of fun. And I'm just glad that we got rid of the stench of the fat bearded man with the Ticonderoga #2 pencil in his ear all the time. Now it can be great.
We're not a body shaming podcast, but we are a Matt Patricia shaming podcast.
Enjoy Philly, fat ass.
Okay. God, man. I would like to make a prediction.
Don't blame me. I'm pissed off this episode. I'm sorry.
Is it Xavier Johnson's fault?
No, it's everyone's fault.
I'd like to make a prediction. Last season, the Detroit Lions did not make the playoffs because of the Seahawks loss. You can point to other losses, but I would single out the loss to Seattle. I think it was a 48-45 game. If I remember correctly.
We let like Rashad Penny had like 250 yards rushing. It was embarrassing.
They didn't punt once.
Yeah.
We did not stop them. They scored a touchdown every single drive of that game. If we had gotten one stop, the Detroit Lions make the playoffs. I have a prediction. This is a shutout win for Detroit at home.
Wow.
This is a 0 points Seattle Seahawks game. I don't know how much Detroit wins. I'm not saying it's a blowout. It might be like an ugly 6-0 game somehow. In fact, I still have some questions about the Detroit offense. What I don't have a question about is that everyone in that locker room remembers that they scored every single drive last game. And like I said, the chip is real and the talent is real. More importantly, I think this is a statement defensive win for Detroit, and I genuinely think they don't score.
I hope that happens. Because you guys thought 1-0 cart was unbearable. Let me tell you something. 2-0 cart is going to be something special.